Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Aries and crimes, and I'm going to be talking about the crimes I think Aries can have a strong propensity toward as far as committing. And anyway, well, the first thing about Aries and crimes, well, the Aries people, and I want to say, yes, it does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Well, anyway, people, as far as Aries and crimes go, well, Aries can often commit crimes, I believe, of a volatile nature. It could be crimes that are connected with what I would refer to as inadvertent violence. When I say that, what I'm actually saying is it's not generally not premeditated. They could be very spontaneous. It's something in the heat of anger when Aries might lose their temper and do something of a volatile nature. It could result in like assault, aggravated assault, some kind of battery. This is something that Aries, I think, of all the signs, is probably most inclined toward doing. Remember that Mars, which rules Aries, it rules over gunfire. So anything with shooting firearms can be also strong with Aries in terms of the crimes they may commit. And also, I mean, it also would be included, and that would be manslaughter, murder. And Aries also has, I mean, being ruled by Mars, this could also be sexual crimes, which of course be a wide divergence of crimes. It could be sexual abuse, it could even be prostitution, sexual assault, or even sex trafficking as some examples. And the thing about Aries too, the crimes that they may commit could be generally associated with anger and hate. And many of you may remember that Dylan Roof, he had his son in Aries, and he was involved in a church shooting where he shot a number of members of that church, and he has the sun in Aries. Now, in this case, this was I'm sure this was more premeditated, but I mean, Aries, I mean, their crimes are often connected with violence, and it could be too, when we talk about like the hate crimes, they can be also connected with maybe having animosity toward perhaps a certain race, for example. So those are some crimes that Aries can be, they may commit. As I stated before, they're not, generally Aries crimes are more spontaneous. They're not generally not ones that they do with a lot of premeditation or a lot of analysis. I don't think a lot of their crimes wouldn't be like, for example, if they're going to murder somebody, I think it's more on the spur of the moment, on the fly, so to speak, as opposed to something that they think about for a protracted or prolonged period prior to actually doing it. And also, Aries crimes, I believe, could also be ones that are passion related. It could be something like catching a lover cheating on them, and really in showing that strong anger toward either that significant other that was cheating on them and or the person they were cheating on them with. So those, I mean, that's another example. And remember too that Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is connected with fire. So crimes that are associated with fire, with arson, I think can figure strongly with Aries in terms of what they could have a strong propensity to commit. So whether it's burning a building or what have you, forest fires, doing something connected with wildfires, those things are crimes that I see Aries committing very strongly. And if Aries is part of any elaborate crime scheme, they can often be the leaders of that group. They might be the ones that might orchestrate the plan, so to speak, and be the one that initiates the plan. And because Aries, really, I mean, Aries are born leaders, and unfortunately, in a negative manifestation, Aries can be a leader in doing something corrupt as well. So it's not, I mean, and if you have an Aries person that has gone into a life of crime. So, and also too, remember that Aries along with Sagittarius, I mean, I see those two signs as the ones that are the most accident prone. And Aries crimes could be ones that could be of a car accident. It could be vehicular manslaughter. It could be intentional at times if Aries is in one of their acrimonious or angry modes, or because they're just, sometimes Aries is just impatient, and if they're behind the wheel, they might not be paying attention to everything around them and inadvertently wind up ramming into a car, for example, and causing the death of somebody, or seriously injuring a person in the vehicle. So those are some things to look at as far as Aries crimes go. And well, anyway, last but not least, I wanted to point out, well, if Aries is being arrested, I thought this is kind of funny that, I mean, Aries, is very combative, and Aries often knows how to fight and win and conquer the opposition. Well, if Aries is involved in a situation where a police officer is attempting to apprehend them, well, Aries would often be the ones that will put up the best fight as far as resisting arrest. And of course, they could be charged. They'll be charged with the resisting arrest in many instances as well. But Aries is a fighter, and even in Aries, it's a criminal may really go down swinging if a cop is trying to bring him down. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for Aries crimes, and stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about Taurus crimes. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel, and secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.